Hi, everyone. All right. So I need to explain a few things about 2023 because of the questions that are coming in. I know you're anxious about it. I know you wanting to know, does it get better than this? That type of thing. So what you've got to understand is a lot of you are saying, oh, I can't wait for the rabbit year to come in because it's a romance flower, blah, blah, blah. All right, think about romance for a minute. Okay. And the romance flower, as in a romance flower, what happens with romance? There's, who should I put? Alice and the bunny sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby in a carriage. Right. So the water above this is a sexual thing. What you've got to understand is for those of you that are thinking next year, it'll be better, I'll have babies then, blah, blah, blah. What you don't grasp is that the has significantly reduced sperm mobility, which means people will be going, who's going to make a lot of money next year? Those that have invested in sperm banks. Okay. So think of the rabbit. It's full of vitality. It's about rebirthing, resurrection. That's what they've associated the bunny with, Easter, that type of thing. But what you've got to understand is with with this bunny, with this rabbit, it's actually an ecological disaster in a way because what a rabbit is invasive. So a rabbit doesn't just make one hole; they make a few holes. So then they have a way out of the situation. So yes, you're going to then find a way out of certain situations, but just like locusts and things that kind of take out crops, the rabbits do the same thing. It's already started with whatever they're doing to the world. But you know, I don't know if you remember the movie Rabbit Proof Fence. So in Western Australia, I think it was, they built these rabbit proof fences. And that was the name of an amazing movie, which you should all have watched. But think of a rabbit, they're always anxious. Think of a rabbit, they're frustrated. Think of a rabbit. There's this, uh, think of Alice in Wonderland, all right? And the rabbit's always late and he's scared of offending everybody. You are living Alice in Wonderland in 2023. So you need to get your act together. You need to vote for the right person. You need to make sure the shit's out of the way. All of that. Because if you really think about Alice in Wonderland, it's about drug abuse. But this isn't drug abuse. This is that abuse. Okay. So the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland is a surreal thing. You need to come back to the real world. I'm not telling you to change your beliefs or change your lifestyle or blah, 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 but set yourself achievable goals. And not just that, rabbits, there's a spiritual thing about rabbits. They symbolize and there is a symbol that, what they stand for, the meaning of it. There's a sensitiveness, there's a gentleness, there's fertility. No, there's that the rabbit, the haste, there's a new beginning, there's you know uh, in Chinese, actually I still look at the moon and I see a rabbit on the moon. Then when what that there's a rabbit in a field there, and then when I read that in Chinese astrology, I'm like, whoa. So it's like that. All right. What else did I have to answer you? No, I've answered that. Oh, okay. So also, you've got to, when I say set yourself achievable goals, think about the race between the tortoise and the rabbit, or the hare, whatever you want to call this little animal. Oh, so cute. Yeah. But remember, he got sucked in because he thought slow is not going to win the race. Just throwing it out there at you, all right? The thing with this also, it is totally about sexuality next year. It's not just sexuality, it's a romance flower, so it's about beauty, and it's beauty that's hidden. You don't really see how beautiful people are. You have to spend time with them, which is kind of what's happening now. Nobody spends time with anybody. All right. And for those of you that have asked me, should I carry a rabbit's poor rabbit? Oh, should I carry a rabbit's foot? Now, there is a thing about this. If you're going to carry a rabbit's foot, there are stages of how this rabbit's foot becomes lucky. And you know what? It's ancient and no one does it. So do not go around carrying a rabbit's foot. You're killing that poor rabbit. But to get that rabbit's foot, there's things that have to be done before that. It's got to be done on a certain moon. It's got to, hello. So anyway, and I know you're thinking, then we're doomed, and no, you're not doomed. You know what to do. So when it comes to voting here in Victoria, we can still change it. Just, you know what to do. If I say the words, then yeah, they'll remove me. So I've just got to let you know that besides this little rabbit being so cute, oh, I have to think of the words properly. All right. So with this rabbit, the whole thing is there's the remedies and all of that come with the year as well. I do cover it in the yearly workshops, which are going ahead this year, by the way. So think of it this way. As gentle and as cute as this rabbit is, it is a wood element. It does represent I'll actually explain to you. I was chatting to two different people that, we sort of talk a lot of the times that way, elementally. And I said, how do we make or have children without penetration? And I'm just going to say what was brought back was Dolly. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You guys work it out yourselves. All right. So the whole thing of the luck of the rabbit's foot, generations, cultural, all of this, there's a unique way to get this rabbit's foot. So don't think carrying a rabbit's foot is going to help you. What you need in a rabbit year is an animal to take away the energy of that, to calm it down, all of that sort of stuff. Okay. So hopefully I've answered most of that. And the other is that I wanted to say it is water and wood. So what water is for you, what wood is for you, it is 2022 as well. But 2022 is about making the changes to your water and your wood. And this is now going within with your water and your wood. So for those of you that are looking at fertility and whatever, you actually need to sleep in a good room for fertility. That's one thing. Yes, I know most of you have had that and are thinking about that. There are other ways. There are herbs, there are cleansers, there's all of that. You're not sure? Then send me a text, okay? Because that's really all I can help you with. But people have already, 2023 has already kicked in this month. On the 7th of September, 2023 kicked in. So it's up to you what you're going to do with that. But because it's a rooster month, it brings the year ahead 6 months earlier, and it's already here because you're all running around anxious. Don't worry, I'm in the same boat. So I don't know where I'm going from here. So again, it's think of it as rabbits. Rabbits is not always one rabbit. What are they called? A herd? I think they or a colony, a nest. What are they called? But all the warrens is so that they find a way out. So we're going to find a way out. It started already. You should already have been thinking about this. And if you haven't, then you haven't. It's up to you. And this is why that anxiety, the thing about not doing things on time, that offending people, all of that's already started because that's the theme, all right, of it. Now, I wanted to say something, but I don't know where I put it. I'll have to go back to it another time. But so think about it. Think about what you are doing right now. Is it working for you? No, it's not actually working for you. And because it's about, sorry, I've got to get this piece of paper. Okay. And because it's about uh, not just fertility, it is about not offending people. So I have something to say about that. And if I'm hurting your feelings, so be it. I'll take that on board and accept it. Okay, but this was written by one of my children, or they were talking to me, and I just started writing. Men and women are identified in our society by their biology, their reproductive organs. So when you stop using factual information to define yourself, you're trying to rip down the foundations and fabric of our society that not only are factual, true, but also helps us keep parameters in the study of evolution and the process of evolution. So remember, this is going to be an ecological disaster. To claim that you are something you are not is actually a step backwards in terms of human evolution. And not only that, you're trying to drag the rest of society with you. Simply put, if I wanted to be a dog, I couldn't physically and mentally because there are more than a few biological differences between a human and a dog. And more than a few biological differences, you cannot treat genders as malleable. Simply put, they are not. But extending an olive branch, there is such a thing as a masculine woman and a feminine man. Never been a problem. Not malleable. I can call you a girl literally from that point of view. I'm not allowed to ask questions and you are violating my privacy. We have not conquered racism. So why the F are we looking at this? All right. So one of my children wrote that for me, right? The other is you've got to get yourself educated because we're going back to castration of mentally ill. We're going back to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Rabbits will put out. This is where we're going back. It takes 2 organs to make a baby. Next year, it doesn't take any organs to make a baby. Think about it. Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible and don't have permanent effects, are wonderful because you can put that pause on puberty, just like you're listening to music. Who the F is this doctor or claims she's a doctor that says things like that? Okay. So it would take you back to where you went down the rabbit hole. Do you understand where we're going? And one of my children said this to me. And the thing is, this woman says it stops the blockers and puberty would go back, right back to where it was. And the next note in the song it's just a delay. It delays who the I can't this really okay. So if the students are now allowed to identify as cats, are we putting kitty litter in the classroom? And let me make this, you're making a mockery out of God's green earth. That's what you're doing. You're making a mockery out of it. You don't have to believe in anything, but you are making a mockery out of this world at the same time. So 2023 is all of what I've just said, plus. So you need to get your act together. You need to make sure the people that are in are no longer in. And where are the cousins, man? Where are the cousins? We need a superhero. So you know what to do. And if you think, oh, there's nothing I can do, go find a freedom party, whatever, and help them out. That's what you do. I'll go and cry now. Have a good day.